Good evening and welcome. You're watching the Newstrack. I'm Rahul Kanwal. Rahul Gandhi is back in the Lok Sabha. How does RG's re-entry into electoral politics impact the big battle of 2024? Is this a boost to the Congress, or will this actually end up helping Prime Minister Modi's re-election chances in 2024? Because the BJP wants nothing apart from a Modi versus Rahul showdown. The more it becomes Modi versus Rahul, is it advantage BJP as it has been since 2024, since 2014? Or could the tide finally be turning for Mr. Gandhi? We'll look at all of that and more on the Newstrack.
Supreme Gandhigiri for Rahul. 134 days later, Rahul returns.
आज नहीं तो कल, कल नहीं तो परसों सच्चाई की जीत होती है। मेरा रास्ता तो क्लियर है। मुझे क्या करना है, मेरा क्या काम है, उसके बारे में मेरे दिमाग में बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी है।
Can Rahul plug into India now? Decks cleared for big 2024 war. Will 2024 be Modi versus Rahul again? That is a big focus on Newstrack.
Here's a quick look at the headlines I'm tracking today. Congress asks the Lok Sabha Speaker to reinstate Rahul Gandhi as MP immediately. Speaker's office says it is still waiting for the copy of the Supreme Court order. Will RG be part of the no confidence motion debate next week? Supreme Court allows non-invasive survey of the Gyanvapi Mosque. ASI will submit its report to the trial court and its findings will not be in a sealed cover. After India Today tracked down the Haryana rioters' hill hideout, police investigate the Aravalli mountains. This is a massive India Today impact. Bulldozers roll on rioters' homes in Haryana. 3 more social media accounts under scanner for fanning tensions. Hate-monger Bittu Bajrangi, who was exposed by India Today, is finally booked. Chandrayaan 3 nearing the moon. It will attempt to enter the lunar orbit tomorrow. Soft landing expected by the 23rd of August. A 134 days after he was convicted in a defamation case over his Modi surname remark, the Supreme Court today gave a big relief to Rahul Gandhi. The verdict paves the way for the Congress leader to be reinstated as a member of parliament. The biggest question, though, is how soon will that be? Will Rahul Gandhi get to be a part of the no confidence motion discussion in parliament next week, or will he have to wait longer to be back in the Lok Sabha? Remember, there was less than a day between the court announcing his disqualification and his suspension in parliament. Will the speaker show the same speed in bringing him back?
Massive relief for Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. The Supreme Court on Friday stayed his conviction in the 2019 defamation case over his Modi surname remarks. A 3-member bench of Justice B.R. Gavai, Justice Sanjay Kumar and Justice P.S. Narasimha noted that the Surat Court did not specify the reason for awarding Rahul the maximum punishment in the defamation case. The top court observed that the ramifications of the lower court's verdict were great as it led to his disqualification, affecting not just his rights but rights of his electorate too. The court, however, added that Rahul's comments were not in good taste and he should use caution while making public speeches.
इसमें एक बड़ा रोचक वाक्य है एविडेंस वाले का कि मुझे राहुल गांधी के बद इरादे के बारे में कोई ज्ञान नहीं है। कोई संज्ञान नहीं है। ये लिखा है उन्होंने, कंप्लेनेंट ने। तो हमने ये कहा कि जब ये है सिचुएशन तो आपको किसी रूप से ये कन्विक्शन स्टैंड नहीं होना चाहिए। हमारी दलील मानी गई, पूरी तरह से बहस दूसरी तरफ से भी हुई थी, इसलिए ये बहुत ही संतुलित ऑर्डर है। जैसा मैंने कहा, ये विजय है लोकतंत्र गणतंत्र की।
Celebrations erupted at Congress party offices across India soon after Rahul's conviction was stayed. The Supreme Court's decision now enables Rahul Gandhi to return as an MP. The Congress will petition the Speaker to reverse his disqualification. Rahul is now free to contest the 2024 Lok Sabha elections.
आज बड़ा खुशी का दिन हमको लगा कि डेमोक्रेसी की जीत हो गई, संविधान की जीत हो गई, सत्यमेव जयते जो हमारा नेशनल सिंबल के नीचे लिखा हुआ रहता है वो उसका जीत आज हुआ है।
The Congress leader hailed the verdict as the victory of truth.
आज नहीं तो कल, कल नहीं तो परसों सच्चाई की जीत होती है। मगर जो भी हो, मेरा रास्ता तो क्लियर है। मुझे क्या करना है, मेरा क्या काम है, उसके बारे में मेरे दिमाग में बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी है।
The Supreme Court's stay on Rahul's conviction will be in place till the disposal of the main appeal in the case, which is currently pending before the Surat Sessions Court.
इस कानूनी प्रक्रिया में हम इस सम्मानीय फैसले का स्वागत करते हैं और आने वाले दिन में जब अब सेशंस कोर्ट में ये मुकदमा हम चलने वाला है, वह हमारी ओर से, समाज की ओर से कानूनी जंग जो है वो लड़ी जाएगी।
राहुल गांधी!
Congress leaders and workers across the country erupted in celebrations after the Supreme Court delivered its verdict.
While the Congress is celebrating the return of their Neta into the parliament, the BJP has seized upon the observation made by the Supreme Court that Gandhi, as a public functionary, as a senior leader, should have spoken with caution. Politics on the matter continues, but for now, legally, big relief for Rahul Gandhi as his appeal against his conviction continues in the Surat court. With Srishti Ojha and Kanu Sharda in New Delhi, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
Congress leaders clearly enthused that Rahul Gandhi will be back in the Lok Sabha. Does this, though, run the risk of this becoming more and more Modi versus Rahul? The more it becomes Modi versus Rahul, the more the BJP says bring it on, because that's exactly what they want. But the fact also is that so far he was disqualified. Now he's not. Will he get to speak in Parliament next week during the no confidence motion? Remember, in the case of the reinstatement of Lakshadweep MP Mohammad Faisal, it took 62 days, 23 hours and 19 minutes from the time the verdict came out in a Kerala High Court, which suspended the conviction of the Lakshadweep MP, and between the Speaker reinstating him. So it's taken more than 2 months in the case of Mohammad Faisal. The Congress, of course, thinks on Monday Rahul Gandhi should be back. He was disqualified. I did some calculation. 1 day, 3 hours and 1 minute. The verdict by the Surat court came around 11:15 on the 23rd of March. The disqualification from the Lok Sabha happened at 2:16 on the 24th of March. So 1 day, 3 hours and 1 minute. That's the time between the order and Rahul's disqualification. The Congress expects the same for his reinstatement. How does this impact the battle for 2024? Rajdeep Sardesai joins me in the studio. Rajdeep, welcome. With us on the studio is the feisty BJP spokesperson Sanju Verma, squaring off against him. Dr. Ajay Kumar, he's been with this on the show, sometimes as a cop, sometimes as a Congress spokesperson. So he's been in circulation on the Newstrack this week. And for a perspective on what this means from legal and a constitutional lens, I have PDT Achari, former Secretary General of the 14th Lok Sabha, understands the commas and full stops of running a Lok Sabha. Rajdeep, to you first. The Congress mighty enthused. They think our man is back. The BJP happy as well. The more it becomes Modi versus BJP, Modi versus Rahul, the more BJP supporters say bring it on, because the Prime Minister's big calculation is people will see Rahul Gandhi's face, they will see the Prime Minister's face, and no matter how it ends, they think that is to the advantage of Prime Minister Modi.
So it is, you could call it a double-edged sword, but let's be clear. Today is a victory for Rahul Gandhi. What the Supreme Court said gives Rahul Gandhi reason, or his supporters reason, to say that he was targeted, harshly convicted and sentenced in particular for 2 years, and thereby they can take the moral high ground, at least for today, going into the...
And they can get carried away and start projecting Rahul Gandhi for the next PM's position and turn 2024 into Modi versus Rahul. We saw how the last 2 elections ended.
So Rahul, it is about how they now play it. They can, for today, they have every reason to claim victory. Come tomorrow, they have to decide how far are they going to push brand Rahul ahead of 2024. Are they going to do what they did in 2014 and particularly in 2019? Or are they going to say, look, Rahul Gandhi has won this major victory. Rahul Gandhi is already a magnet for anti-Modi forces. We are not going to consciously project him. Our goal is to localize the 2024 elections. We don't want to make this election a presidential leadership contest between Modi and Rahul Gandhi.
No, but those around Rahul do. They think because of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, his popularity has increased, and that because of 9 years of being in power, Prime Minister Modi's popularity is down, and they are itching to want to turn this once again into Modi versus Rahul.
What I gather, particularly from the allies of the Congress in the India alliance...
No, I'm talking about Team Rahul.
And Team Rahul is not necessarily Team Congress or Team India in particular. So while Team Rahul will always consciously project Rahul Gandhi as the man who's sort of saving the nation from the BJP, RSS, I think there are enough others this time who've recognized that we've got to make that distinction between Rahul Gandhi's image makeover and projecting Rahul Gandhi as the challenger to Prime Minister Modi. Everyone I've spoken to in this India alliance tells me we will not project any individual as our prime ministerial candidate. That's a decision to be taken post the 2024 election. It's not an easy position at times, because every party leader, you're right, gets carried away and says, no, we want Rahul to challenge Mr. Modi. But I think Mr. Gandhi himself recognizes that that may not necessarily be the way to play 2024. He seems more than willing, from what I have seen and heard, to take a bit of a backseat, be at best first among equals.
Let me put that question to Ajay Kumar, because if he's one amongst 11 in Team India, then it's a different matter. If now the Congress says, RG is back, go RG, let's go get Modi, then the complexion of the battle changes. And the BJP would be clapping their hands and saying, bring it on, let's make this Modi versus Rahul again.
Look, Rahul, what's interesting is, you are making all the assumptions which...
I'm asking questions. I'm not making any assumption. I'm just asking you a question. You respond as you please.
No. Okay, so cool. So the first thing is, I don't know if you've seen the way Mr. Gandhi has been doing his politics. He's repeatedly been saying that he's fighting a bigger battle. We are fighting a battle which we think that if these 2024, the BJP will try to finish off reservations. They will try to change the constitution. We are fighting that battle. And Mr. Gandhi understands that battle. The battle to destroy the social fabric of the country. So the India alliance, or India will decide who's the leader and what will be our strategy. We are in no desire. Our only objective is to save the constitution, save the various sections of the society. And I'm telling you, the fact is that even you take an example of this case, a speech given in Karnataka, a member of parliament from Kerala, court in Gujarat, gives the maximum sentence for a case which is such a ridiculous case. The Modi community, I don't want to get into details, but it's 13 crore, which has got Brahmins to scheduled castes to OBCs to forwards to everybody.
Okay.
So one sec. So the question again is, BJP understands the arithmetic of India. the alliance, our opposition against. And that's why they're just going nuts, saying we're coming back, we're coming back, we're coming.
Okay, let Sanju Verma respond to this. The Congress being calibrated, no one in the Congress saying we're making 2024 a Modi versus Rahul fight. Rahul Gandhi knows his place at this moment and that's where he intends to be. It's rather the BJP, by constantly picking on Rahul Gandhi, by constantly attacking him, you would like Rahul Gandhi to be the prime contender because you think that suits you.
You know, Rahul, there is a famous saying, being a management student, I'm reminded of a famous saying by marketing guru Philip Kotler, who said that the art of marketing is all about building a brand. And if you're not a brand, then you're simply a commodity. And I just want to say one thing, that today on the political landscape, you may hate Narendra Modi, you might adore him, but the fact is you cannot ignore him. And I want to tell everybody who's pitching Rahul Gandhi against Narendra Modi.
But who is?
You know, it is like...
You know, if you hear the commentary of some of the BJP leaders, it seems they are more keen on pitching it Modi versus Rahul. Ajay Kumar is saying that's not the case. That's not how he sees it. That's not how the Congress sees it.
Rahul, you know, then you will say that I'm playing victim card. Ajay Kumar had an uninterrupted run. I barely started speaking and you interrupted me and you broke my chain of thought. Is FOE not meant for BJP spokespersons on your show? Since when have you become so intolerant, Rahul Kanwal? Or is it Rajdeep Sardesai sitting next to you which has rubbed off on you?
Arre Baapre, that is a very low blow. That's a low blow. No, ma'am,
that's why we introduced our five seasons.
I have kept silent listening to you.
No one's saying anything, you make your point.
Apologize to me for this.
Okay. Rajdeep, come on, have a sense of humor for a change. Please, it was a light-hearted comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let me tell you, you know, this entire narrative about Rahul Gandhi versus Narendra Modi, I think this is, just hallucination on the part of the opposition, left-leaning media, and people who love to launch Rahul Gandhi again and again and again. I'm not even talking about a failed product, etc. That is such a cliched narrative. I will come to the brass tacks. Let us talk about some hard facts. On your show, I have seen both of you on various, MOTN surveys, and you both have categorically said that the road to Delhi is via Lucknow. Now, the Congress party got 2 seats from Uttar Pradesh in Lok Sabha 2014. It got 1 seat in Lok Sabha 2019 from Uttar Pradesh after Rahul Gandhi was booted out of Amethi. Pray tell me, out of 80 Lok Sabha seats, if the BJP gets 62 or 63, and Congress...
No, but that's not the point. That's not the point here. Sanjuji, that's not the point here. The point here is that Rahul Gandhi gets to play victim card, martyr card. He gets to tell the people that he was wrongly disqualified. Look at the manner in which his conviction happened. Look at the manner in which the lower court, then the high court accepted the conviction. So he gets to show that institutions in India are under duress, which is why only the Supreme Court stayed this order. So he gets to build on the narrative he's been trying to create.
Rahul, now since you've asked a pointed question, let me be very honest with you. As we speak, and I've done my homework before coming on your show, as we speak, there are at least 11 to 12 cases pending against Rahul Gandhi, be it in Thane, be it in Mumbai, be it in Bhiwandi, be it in Ranchi, be it in Guwahati, be it in Ahmedabad. And all these cases pertain to defamation. Either he has said RSS has killed Mahatma Gandhi, or he has made defamatory comments against Veer Savarkar, or he says RSS has killed Gauri Lankesh, or he continues to address Amit Shah as murder accused, or he says Amit Shah has links with Ahmedabad cooperative banks in a manner that is not kosher. So this is a man who continues to lie, and you will not like what I say, but I don't want my fader to be lowered. There is a classic definition of who a sociopath is. A sociopath is somebody who lies recklessly, lies repeatedly, and lies without reason. So I want to ask you, Rahul Kanwal, please, 20 seconds. There is a famous judgment given by a 3-judge bench led by Ranjan Gogoi in 2019, which let off Rahul Gandhi with simply a warning after he actually had the audacity to attribute Chaukidar Chor Hai Jai to the Supreme Court. Meenakshi Lekhi had filed a criminal defamation against him. Tell me, is this a man who should be let off with just a warning?
Ma'am, but that's for the courts to decide, and as far as he should be voted for or not, is for the voters of India to decide. Ajay wants to make a very quick interjection. I am not giving him any clean sheet. Who am I to give him a clean sheet? I would never give anybody a clean sheet. No, I don't want you. You've spoken enough now. Let Ajay speak. Ajay, go on.
So, Rahul, it's interesting. One is Sanjeev Verma ji is saying 13 cases filed by BJP. So, filing a case by the right wingers is you become convicted. Today's judgment has clearly shown it. And what about her leader who says 50 crore girlfriend? She's a lady. Jersey cow, Congress ki vidwa. No, ma'am, I will interrupt you. Please, ma'am. Sanju Verma ji, don't interrupt me. I don't interrupt you.
Okay, Sanju, let him speak. Sanju, you didn't want to be interrupted. Freedom of expression should extend equally. Allow Ajay to speak.
I refuse to get into a slang.
Okay, Ajay, go on.
I am quoting the Prime Minister of India and the word he uses when you compare to what Rahul Gandhi said. Congress ki vidwa, Jersey cow, 50 crore girlfriend, being a lady, I would at least expect you to say it. And the travesty of justice in this country is Brij Bhushan Singh is a member of parliament who is charge sheeted, Delhi police says he is molested, everything, etc., but he still remains in the parliament.
Okay.
And then you use everything. No, so second issue. The third issue is they forget that this fight is for the soul of India and the India alliance is fighting together.
No, but that's something the voters will decide. Who's fighting for the soul of India? Something I'll leave for an election discussion. The bigger question, Rajdeep, now is, will Rajdeep get to speak? Will Rahul Gandhi get to speak in Parliament next week?
Rajdeep may not get to speak when Sanju Verma is on the show and Ajay Kumar is on the show, but will Rahul Gandhi get to speak? Look, I think it is pretty... I would be very surprised if Rahul Gandhi is not reinstated early next week.
No, but in the case of the Lok Sabha MP from Lakshadweep, Mohammad Faisal, it took 62 days. There's a precedent.
It took 62 days. I think there is a distinction between Rahul Gandhi and Mohammad Faisal. There will be a lot of pressure on the speaker because you disqualified him straight away.
In 1 day.
In 1 day. So you would expect him to be reinstated. I don't think the BJP loses anything by reinstating Rahul Gandhi. That way they bury the issue once and for all. Then it's for the Congress to decide, do you want to front Rahul Gandhi versus Mr. Modi in that vote of no confidence? You remember what happened?
He will speak as one of the speakers.
You remember what happened in 2018, Rahul? 2018, that entire no confidence motion ended in the hug and the wink and everything in a way got diluted. This whole targeting of Prime Minister Modi on Rafale. Now, does Rahul Gandhi believe that he's in a better position today to take on Mr. Modi on a variety of issues from Manipur to the economy and in a position to be well prepared and take him on? If he's reinstated, he should, in my view, be speaking out on the no confidence motion because he has been the most aggressive, open voice against Prime Minister Modi.
Which is why that if becomes the biggest question. Will he be reinstated? What is the process? We have PDT Achari, we have R.M.R. Sundaram, leading Supreme Court lawyer, and just want to spend a moment away from the politics on the legal aspect of this. I want to go across to R.M.R. Sundaram first. Mr. Sundaram, it took 62 days, 23 hours, 19 minutes for Mohammad Faisal to be reinstated after the Kerala High Court suspended his conviction and between the speaker reinstating him. Rahul Gandhi was disqualified in 1 day from the time the Surat court gave the order to the speaker announcing his disqualification. How fast will it be before he's reinstated? Is it up to the speaker's prerogative to decide? Will this happen by Monday? Will he be part of the no confidence motion debate?
Look, the fact of the matter is his entitlement for reinstatement is immediate. Once the conviction has been stayed, he immediately becomes entitled. In other words, that, let me say that cloud of disqualification goes away, in which case he should be reinstated forthwith, right away. Procedurally, they would try to see that it would take as quick a time as is possible in the normal course. And I believe that in a matter like this, his reinstatement ought to be done within a couple of days, at the most 2 or 3 working days, not more. And
no, but this is a very time-sensitive matter. It's the 4th of August. The next working day is the 7th and the 8th. 8th, 9th and 10th are the no confidence motion. So this is extremely time-sensitive.
Exactly. So on the 7th, he ought to be reinstated. He ought to be reinstated on the 7th. If he's not, it's going to look exceedingly shabby. It's going to look like a deliberate attempt to keep him away from Parliament, which is going to be very unfortunate because it's going to give an impression almost as though one party is afraid of him, which I think is the last impression they ever want to create. But
no, but
legally,
can they cite the precedent
yes,
that the last MP under reasonably similar circumstances was reinstated after 62 days? So Rahul should just wait till the winter session.
Well, I don't think you can compare the two, because just one illegality or one irregularity doesn't justify another. It was done there, ought not to have taken so long at all. Of course, the voices behind that delay were not, will not be as loud as the voices now will be, nor will the reaction be as vehement as it now will be, nor will your media cover this the way the other one was covered. This will be every day's headline news. And I don't think the ruling party wants to give an impression, and I'm certain they don't want to give an impression, as though they're scared of Rahul Gandhi being back in Parliament before the no confidence motion. Well, his entitlement legally is immediate, and if procedurally it takes a few days, one would assume they would act with the same alacrity as they did when they disqualified him. If they don't, people will talk, there will be comments, and it will also be that, oh, they're frightened to have Rahul Gandhi in Parliament, which I think is ridiculous, because I don't think there's anything to be frightened about. So I don't think this political discussion about will they delay it, will they not delay it, will really happen. I think they'll reinstate him immediately.
Interesting.
As he's legally entitled to.
Legal ace Arema Sundaram mixing his legal perspective with his political perspective. Thank you very much for joining us. You're saying nothing to be worried about. But the question then is, and I want to put that question to Sanju Verma, will he be allowed to speak in the Lok Sabha during the no confidence motion? Will the BJP ensure that the speaker reinstates him with the same sense of urgency as with which he was disqualified?
Rahul, let's be very clear. While we can sit here and wax eloquent about, the greatness of Rahul Gandhi, which is what the Congress leaders are cheerleading since the last few hours, शेर वापस आ गया, शेर वापस आ गया. अरे भाई साहब, यदि आप गधे को शेर की खाल भी पहना दो, गधा ढेंचू ही करेगा. Okay, now let me come to the key issue that you've raised, but not before rebutting what Ajay Kumar said. Ajay Kumar, you have the audacity to sit here and talk about 50 crore ki girlfriend, jersey cow. Those comments were not made when Narendra Modi was the Prime Minister. But more importantly, you should apologize for saying Draupadi Murmu represents the very evil philosophy of India. On national television, do you have the maturity? Do you have the sagacity to apologize? And you are sitting here and talking about women empowerment. Sharam karo. Apologize about your reckless comments on Draupadi Murmu. Otherwise, just zip it and don't give me a bhashan on women empowerment, because it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Now, Rahul Kanwal, I will tell you one thing. It is entirely the Speaker's prerogative, right from Article 93, 94, 95, right up till 96. It is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Mr. Om Birla, who will take a call. Point number 2, he has given an indication that first let him go through the Supreme Court verdict in its entirety. Point number 3, as you have also said, but we are all aware that PP Mohammad Faisal of the NCP, even after the Kerala High Court suspended his conviction, he was convicted for 10 years in an attempt to murder case. Thereafter, it took a long time for the Lok Sabha to set in motion.
But if he was suspended in one day, if he was disqualified in one day, he must be reinstated at the same speed. Because people are watching. You heard what Arema Sundaram said. If he doesn't speak in the no confidence motion, and if he's not allowed back into Parliament, people will say the BJP got scared. Respond to that.
Rahul, please. I heard what Arema Sundaram said. Why do you have to repeat it? If BJP is getting scared of Rahul Gandhi, then Rahul Kanwal is Elvis Presley and, Sanju Verma is Queen Victoria. But that is not the case. So let us come to the hard facts. Because you have been
so
going
what
on
is Ajay Kumar?
Eloquent.
If you are Queen Victoria, what's Ajay Kumar then?
Ajay Kumar is a no-gooder. He needs to first apologize about his reckless comments on Draupadi Murmu, the Honorable President of India.
Let me speak.
Okay, now once again, you've spoken enough. Let Ajay speak. Ajay, Sanju says she's Queen Victoria. Who are you then? Okay, on that.
Finish in
No,
10
you made your
seconds?
point. Let Ajay speak, please. Ajay.
Yeah. So first of all, the Bharatiya Janata Party spokespeople have a problem with any sentence more than 10 words. So they're understanding. I said for their clarification, and they need to apologize.
What you said is there.
Hey, madam, I don't interrupt. Why are you so
what
badly
you said is there in every single
Why are you so badly
newspaper.
behaved?
What you said is there in every single magazine.
Let him speak.
Please,
Ajay,
I
please.
can't attend a debate with this kind of people.
Ajay,
Please,
Ajay.
let me complete. I don't interrupt. Have some manners, madam. Okay. Now, I said she's a good person. They didn't put the whole video. Miss Draupadi Murmu is a decent person. There is an evil philosophy of the RSS, which we Congress and we all continue to hold, that the BJP, which is an evil philosophy, has put up her as a candidate. She's a decent person. That was my tweet. But they can't understand they might bite. And even India Today ran it. And they can't understand any English sentence beyond 10 words. But let Mr. Modi, as a woman, can she support what Mr. Modi said? God bless them all. The second issue is, if the Gujarat judgment took 1 day to reach 60, 1200, 1300 kilometers and for the speaker to take a call in 1 day, the Supreme Court of India is at a distance of less than few kilometers. So everybody is watching how this Bharatiya Janata Party behaves, the way they continue to destroy all norms of decency.
You should be the last person to lecture on democracy.
Okay,
You should be the last
let me
person
get
to
a word
lecture
in
on
from
democracy.
PDT Achari.
You should be
PDT
the last
Achari is the
person
former
to lecture.
Secretary General of the Lok Sabha, and from the perspective of someone who's run the Lok Sabha, I want to understand from you, from what you've seen in the past and all the experience that you have, how soon is it likely to be before Rahul Gandhi is reinstated as a member of Parliament? Mr. Achari, welcome.
See, when Rahul Gandhi was convicted last time, the Lok Sabha Secretariat issued a notification saying that consequent upon his conviction, he stands disqualified. That notification was issued on 24th March. So now, when the conviction has been stayed by the Supreme Court, so naturally they should issue another notification saying that consequent on the Supreme Court staying the conviction of Sri Rahul Gandhi, his membership stands restored. Something like that. There should be a communication or there should be a notification coming from the Lok Sabha Secretary.
No, so I understand that there has to be a notification reinstating him, but is that something that could take a matter of hours? Could it take days? In the case of a Lok Sabha MP from Lakshadweep, it took 62 days. So how soon is it likely to be before he gets reinstated?
No, it needs to be quick, because, the disqualification takes effect on the date of conviction. So, therefore, the restoration of the membership also should happen immediately after the conviction has been stayed. That is the thing. So, whenever the notification is issued by the Lok Sabha Secretariat, it should take effect from the day the conviction has been stayed by the Supreme Court.
No, because 8th, 9th and 10th is when the no confidence motion happens in Parliament. Will Rahul Gandhi be allowed to speak there, or is there still uncertainty? Because in the issuance of this notification, in the reading of the Supreme Court order, it could still take some time. Or do you think it will be highly inappropriate from what you've seen if Rahul's not allowed to speak during the no confidence motion on the 8th and the 9th and the 10th?
Well, I cannot answer that question, but I will say that naturally, because his conviction has been stayed today. So from today onwards, technically speaking, or constitutionally speaking, he is a member. So naturally, he must be able to participate. Being a member, he has all the freedom and he has all the liberty to participate in the meetings, in the proceedings of the House.
PDT Achari, for joining us, thank you very much. I think you're being very clear that Rahul Gandhi has to be back at the soonest. Like, there is no reason why that notification should be delayed. Sanju Varma was talking about the prerogative of the speaker, this being at his discretion. PDT Achari has actually run the Lok Sabha. He says this has to happen at the earliest. He's very clear about that.
Rahul, let's be be very clear, with due respect to Mr. Achari, I know he was the Secretary General of the 14th and 15th Lok Sabha. Having said that, I am only stating to you what the Constitution says. The powers of the Speaker are sweeping as far as Article 93, 94, 95, 96 go in terms of reinstating somebody who's disqualified. And this has been evident in some of the very high-profile cases, be it in the case of, somebody like Lalu Prasad Yadav, who was convicted in September 2013, be it in the case of, Abdullah Azam, who was convicted in February 2023, be it in the case of RJD MLA Anand Singh, who was convicted in July 2022, be it in the case of Anil Sahni, another RJD MLA, who was convicted in October 2022, be it even, somebody like Pradeep Chaudhary of the Congress, who was convicted in 2021. So the Speaker has sweeping powers, period. But I want to just make one very limited point. You all have been saying Rahul Gandhi ko turant reinstate karo. Have you once, and I respect you a lot, Rahul, though you share your first name with somebody else who doesn't inspire confidence, have you even once said that the Supreme Court said there can be no doubt that his as in Rahul Gandhi, there can be no doubt that his utterances are in very poor taste and somebody in public life should use his words with care and discretion. This is what the Supreme Court had even said about Rahul Gandhi in November 2019 in a criminal contempt case filed by Meenakshi Lekhi. Rahul Gandhi was let off with a warning. Even a small kid, the first time he commits a mistake, we say, "Acha, theek hai, sorry, bol diya."
Okay.
Second time, it's a mild rap on the knuckles. But the third time, you give punishment. और यहाँ पर आप तो उसको फूल की माला पहनाने के लिए तैयार हो.
Ajay Kumar, final words before I wrap up. Rahul Gandhi, indications are likely to be back the 8th and the 9th and the 10th. What kind of a role do you think he'll have in the Congress's lineup in that no confidence motion?
So for the BJP spokesperson said on your name and Rahul's name, at least it's both of you have decent names. It's not Nirav Modi and Lalit Modi and Narendra Modi, so that's a good part.
You first apologize to Draupadi Murmu. Stop giving me a bhashan.
I didn't interrupt you.
Okay.
You use shameless analogy for Draupadi Murmu.
Stop
giving me a lecture on
morality.
morality.
By the kind of no. Once
apologize to Draupadi Murmu.
You better apologize.
And the guts to do so.
Ajay. Okay, just silence her. My question, Rahul, is
silence her. Who the hell are you? Are you the anchor?
Look at the conversation, please. You don't let the other person speak. I didn't interrupt with you. Please have some manners. Okay, so Rahul, the issue is very simple. I think the India Alliance has got a big boost. Mr. Gandhi should be reinstated for sure. He'll play a significant role in the no confidence motion. That's what we would expect. And we continue a fight, and he's been saying it. He's got no lust for office. When he was a member of parliament in UPA 1 and UPA 2, he never did. He had the option to become take a senior responsibility. I think the idea today is that we find the challenges to the country very serious in terms of constitution, in terms of the communal harmony, suppression of rights, Manipur, everything, joblessness, and China. So we continue this fight, and we are not no lust for power. Rahul, please don't think the India Alliance will decide the next ongoing strategy for the coming 24 elections.
I'll leave it there. Is this a big boon to the India Alliance? Does this bolster the Congress's fortunes, or is this actually in the end advantage BJP and advantage Modi? Time will tell. The voters of India will decide, and we will track that fight very closely without taking any side, without fear or favor. India today has been at the forefront of the Mewat Mayhem investigation, exposing lapses, social media influencers who fanned hate, and even reaching those who were part of the clashes. Our reporters tracked down the hideout of the rioters, and a full day later all the TV news channels are there, and finally the police are investigating the Aravalli Hills.
Gunshots pierce through. Hails of stones came down like missiles from the hills in Nuh. India today took the arduous journey to find out who seized the towering peaks to rain down bullets and stones on the July 31st Shobha Yatra by the VHP and Bajrang Dal. Now the surrounding Aravalli range is serving as the mountain refuge for residents of Nuh. They admitted that suspected rioters have mingled with innocent civilians, taking shelter in the hills over fears of mass arrest.
जो वहाँ चला गया वो भी जो ना गए वो भी सब अपने इधर उधर है। पुलिस आती है उठा ले जाते हैं, ये भी ना पूछती तुम गए वहाँ ना गए, आती है उठा ले।
Rafiq is president of Nuh's Sarpanch Association, also admitted that young men from his village did participate in looting and rioting, and that they have all fled.
5-6-7 बच्चे हैं मेरे गांव से, मैं नहीं है मेरे गांव से, है मेरे गांव के बच्चे, और एक चीज है कि बच्चे थे। मैं ऐसे नहीं कुछ रोकूंगा, तुम कहूँगा नहीं, मैं पैर भी करूँगा, आगे चल के दूंगा उनको। 5-7
लूटपाट में या दंगे हैं? लूटपाट में या दंगे?
नहीं, इसमें झगड़े में हैं।
वो लोग अभी हैं, मुलाकात किसी से हो सकती है ऐसे ही नॉर्मल?
नहीं हो सकती, वो तो निकल दिए सब।
किस उम्र के बच्चे हैं?
वो तो उनकी उम्र 25-25, 20-20 साल की, 18 साल की, 22 साल की, इस तरीके से।
बाइक के जो मुश्किल आई हुई है?
हाँ, उनमें मेरे गाँव के 2-3 बच्चे। नहीं, जो चीज़ है 2-3 बच्चे बाइक में था, बाकी दंगे में 5-6-7 बच्चे हैं जो मेरे गांव में।
Exclusive report revealed a complex narrative of fear and defiance etched on the canvas of the Aravalli hills.
ये मेरा भैया डोल रहा है यहाँ, ये कोई टेररिस्ट नहीं है, सिर्फ अपनी जान बचाने छुपे हुए हैं जी।
India today took to the skies, navigating the rugged terrain to bring you an extraordinary perspective. The rolling hills, cloaked in lush greenery, stretching endlessly. Our lens settles on surreal sights, a hideaway of villagers of Nuh district fearing crackdown, and a hideout of suspected rioters mingling with them to escape arrest. As the drone soared, it captured the scale of this makeshift exodus. Among these, elderly villagers and women are suspected troublemakers.
आपकी गाड़ी देखी, लोग छुप गए पहाड़ में, पुलिस आ गई। 3 दिन से इसी तरह बिल्कुल अलर्ट कर देते हैं और दुबक जाते हैं, छिप जाते हैं, खाना भी नहीं खाते पुलिस के डर से।
India Today's enterprising team of reporters reached the hideouts even before the police did. The investigators have taken note and assured a probe into those hiding in the hills. The police say they are gathering scientific evidence to nail the criminals. With suspects mingling with villagers, it will be a challenge for the Haryana police to sift out the guilty from the mass of villagers sheltering in the Aravalli peaks. Bureau Report, India Today.
From Bittu Bajrangi to Ehsan Mewati, Pakistani calls for violence were given from both sides before and during the Nuh clashes. India Today's special investigation team has hunted down another hate-monger whose aggression during the riots went unchecked.
तो गाइस, कल नूह में फिर दोबारा प्रोटेस्ट है और सारे मेवात वहाँ पहुँच रही है।
आपका मुकामी थाना ना रहे, हाथ पैर तोड़ दो, छिड्डी कर दो।
A troubling sequence of unchecked aggression propagated through social media. India Today hunts down the provocators. We reached Monu Manesar, the 30-year-old cow vigilante whose initial announcement about attending the VHP Yatra on Monday in Nuh stirred passions.
जो भी गो तस्कर है, जो वहाँ पे क्राइम करते हैं, ये सब उनका करा धरा है। साइबर क्राइम थाना फूंक दिया उन्होंने, सब उनकी बदौलत है।
We tracked down another instigator, Bittu Bajrangi, who had issued inflammatory videos on his way to Nuh to attend the yatra.
हम कोई हाव लड़ करते तो हम जिम्मेवार होते कि हमने कोई वहाँ जाके गलत हवाबाजी करी है या कोई तलवार लहराई है या कुछ करा है। हम शांति से गए हैं।
अगर सीआईए पुलिस किसी गांव में बिना इंफॉर्मेशन के घुसे, आपका मुकामी थाना ना रहे, हाथ पैर तोड़ दो, छिड्डी कर दो।
We go after the rabble-rousers on the other side of the communal divide. This is Mohammad Jabir, a 31-year-old man from Rajasthan, a cousin of Junaid and Nasir, whose charred bodies were found in Feb in Haryana's Bhiwani. The two suspected to have been killed by cow vigilantes. Just days preceding the mayhem in Nuh, Mohammad Jabir called for assault on police in Faridabad, accusing the cops of killing a Mewat-based cybercrime suspect in custody.
अगर CIA पुलिस किसी गांव में बिना इंफॉर्मेशन के घुसे, आपका मुकामी थाना ना रहे, हाथ पैर तोड़ दो, छिड्डी कर दो.
His provocative speech went viral, triggering tit-for-tat reactions on social media. A perfect recipe for communal trouble. When confronted by India Today, Jabir resorted to the same tactic as other inciters, played victim of alleged aggression and defended his own actions as rightful.
उस वीडियो में आप ऐसा क्यों कह रहे हैं कि कोई भी पुलिस वाला आए तो गांव में उसको मारना पीटना?
मैं जी इसलिए कह रहा हूँ उस वीडियो में कि फरीदाबाद के अंदर फरीदाबाद साइबर थाना जो यहाँ से सैकुल को उठा के ले जाता है, जो पुलिस की तैयारी करता है सैकुल, और एक पेपर उसने पास भी कर लिया और उसको ले जाके वहाँ जाके मार देते हैं. जब मार देते हैं तो हम यहाँ से जाते हैं और वहाँ वही तानाशाही वाला रौब देखते हैं उनको कि भाई पुलिस की वर्दी में चोर भी आते हैं, लोकल वर्दी पहन के चोर भी आते हैं. क्योंकि अगर हमारा स्थायी थाना है, पुलिस ओरिजिनल है, तो जनाब वो स्थायी थाने को इत्तला करके आएगा. तो इसलिए हमने कहा अगर स्थायी थाने की इत्तला करके नहीं आए, हो सकता है चोरी हूँ, डकैती हूँ, हो सकता है कोई लूट खसोट करने वाले हूँ सादा वर्दी में, तो
अच्छा,
इसलिए वो कहा.
लेकिन अगर कोई आपके यहाँ आता है, अनआइडेंटिफाइड आदमी भी है, मान लेते हैं, लेकिन उसको मारना पीटना क्या सही रहेगा?
देखो जी, मारना पीटना बिल्कुल भी सही नहीं है, लेकिन हम रोज रोज शिकार हो रहे हैं, रोज रोज हमारे साथ में वारदातें हो रही हैं, घटना हो रही हैं, तो हम इस हिसाब से कह रहे हैं कि भाई सावधान रहें, सतर्क रहें. और ये नहीं कि मेरा जो बयान है उसको कल मैंने टीवी पे देखा था, जोड़ा जा रहा है नूह वाली घटना से. मैं इसका खंडन करता हूं बिल्कुल.
Trademark defense, denials and justifications of social media incendiaries. When prodded further, Mohammad Jabir revealed his personal grudges with Monu Manesar, the man under investigation for the murder of his cousins from Bharatpur in Rajasthan.
जो आपने बोला वो इस तरीके से था कि वो प्रोवोकेटिव था, भड़काऊ था, इंस्टिगेट कर रहा था, लोगों को उत्तेजित कर रहा था कि पुलिस के खिलाफ आपको लड़ना है, और आपकी शिकायत मोनू मानेसर से भी है.
उससे तो जी सबसे पहले शिकायत है, मेरे भाइयों का कातिल वही है, मेरे भाइयों को जिंदा उसी ने जलाया है. गोपालगढ़ से उठा के फिरोजपुर सियाई है उसके साथ में थी और वहाँ लोहारू के जंगल में जाके जलाया. तो मेरे भाइयों को किसने जलाया? मोनू मानेसर 302 का मुलजिम है, उससे तो सबसे पहले शिकायत है.
आप जाबिर, ऐसा लगता है कि आपका कानून से भरोसा उठ गया?
सर भरोसा इसलिए उठ गया, मेरे दो भाई जो जलाए थे ना, अगर कानून होता तो बजरंग दल वालों को किसने अनुमति दी है जलाने के लिए? आप बताइए मुझे.
नहीं, उसमें लोग पकड़े गए हैं.
नहीं सर, पकड़े गए 3 मुलजिम पकड़े गए. अभी कितने पकड़े गए? 3 मुलजिम पकड़े गए. मैन मुलजिम है, जो मास्टरमाइंड है, मैन जो मारने वाला है, जलाने वाला है, वो अभी भी खुला घूम रहा है और फिर चैलेंज दे रहा है कि मैं आ रहा हूँ, तुम्हारा दामाद आ रहा है, तुम तैयार रहना. इस पे अंकुश लगता तो शायद आज मेरा मेवात बच जाता जलने से.
Social media turns into a battleground through the smokescreen of personal vendettas. Grudges fuel the fires of intolerance.
क्योंकि सेल्फ डिफेंस के लिए धारा है.
This is Atullah, Sarpanch of Dhimri village in Rajasthan's Bharatpur village that shares border with Haryana's Nuh. He too had issued an inflammatory video, a counter challenge to Monu Manesar in the run-up to Monday's mayhem. The clip has since been deleted. But Atullah defended the video he removed after the Nuh rioting.
आपने बात की थी कि अगर तूने मेवात में कदम रखा तो अच्छा
नहीं, अगर आप अब ऐसे कर कदम रख के बता देना मेवात.
हाँ, कदम
रख देना. ठीक है ना, अब रख देना. राहुल को करा दिया अधिकारी को, कदम रख देना.
वीडियो क्यों इशू कर रहे हो?
वीडियो करेंगे हम, वो भी कर रहे हैं वीडियो, वो उसके साले थोड़ी.
आप अपनी राजनीति कर रहे हैं, वो लोग अपनी राजनीति कर रहे हैं.
मान सम्मान लड़ाई, अगर वो हत्यारा अल्टीमेटम दे के आएगा और वो इस मेवात को बिल्कुल घास फूस समझेगा तो देखो इज्जत तो आप भी रखते हो हम भी रखते हैं। ये तो हम कहेंगे भाई तू आ जाना पाम धर के बताओ, ठीक है। हिंसा फैलाने की पहल वो करता है, पहल इधर से नहीं हो रही, पहल वहाँ से हो रही है। उनका कौन है? बिंटू पिंटू क्या है? बिट्टू बिट्टू कहा है, वो कर रहा है गड़बड़, वो कह रहा है ससुराल आ रहे हैं, कभी ये मत कहना ये ना कर। ये कौन सा तरीका है? शोभा यात्रा का मतलब समझते हैं कि वो जो आपके वीडियो आए उसमें तो लोगों को भड़काया, एक वीडियो भड़काते हैं, उनके 1000 वीडियो ना भड़काया कोई।
Unchecked power of provocative messaging on social media. Isolated tensions transformed into a harrowing storm of communal violence at Nuh in Haryana. With Nitin Jain, Bureau Report, India Today.
This is where I wrap up the Newstrack tonight. For your time and your trust, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you in what will be an action-packed week full of politics, ups and downs. If you're a political junkie like I am, India Today is where you need to be all through next week. Our team will be at the top of its game, and I look forward to seeing you in our journey.